Good afternoon, everybody. I was just sitting here taking a little coffee break. Here's the mug I'm drinking out of today. It's, of course, Alice. I got this one from my sweet sister-in-law, Amelia, who had sent me this as a surprise, as she knows that I love Alice. And so this is one of my favorite mugs. But anyway, while I was sitting here taking my break, I was on Facebook and I came upon a really interesting discussion. Now, my friend Mike Duran, he's also an author. He is notorious for bringing up all kinds of fascinating off-the-wall topics. I mean, nothing is off limits to him. And so that's always an intriguing thing that I look forward to on Facebook, is to see what kind of things he's talking about and the people who are commenting and a lot of other fellow authors. And today he was talking about a podcast that he had watched where they were discussing what we knew about angels. And I thought that was a very interesting topic, as, it was talking about whether there are male and female angels or only male. And, it was really interesting to read the different replies. But in looking at this, it just kind of brought to mind something else. I was thinking about how frustrated sometimes we get when we think about all these mysterious things that are in the Bible that we really have very limited knowledge on, and yet we're always digging deeper to try to understand them more or get more information or get some special insight. And I think about things like the angel discussion, also like the Nephilim. We think about the end times and weird creatures, and even what the Garden of Eden must have been like. And yet there's just such limited information that we have been given through the revelation of Scripture. But yet it's just these topics intrigue us. And while I was contemplating this, how much do we speculate, and how much should we speculate, and how much should we just, leave to the imagination, is I was thinking about 1 Corinthians 2:9. And there's something really, really, really interesting about this passage, which is, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. Now, what interested me in having this verse come to mind in light of this discussion was this idea of no eye has seen. Yes, no ear has heard. Okay, we can accept that. But what's even more interesting is no mind has imagined. That means that even with these interesting things that God has given us, a little bit of information on, there's still some revelation to that to come in the future, that we're going to find out those answers one day. But what's really intriguing to think about is how much we don't know anything about, the things that he hasn't even begun to reveal to us, that we don't even imagine what's waiting for us in eternity. And that is wow, sometimes I think that, we feel like this is all there is. And even though, yes, we might admit that, oh, it's going to be nothing we've ever thought of, I think that it is hard to contemplate that there is so much still out there that we don't even have a clue about. And I was thinking how exciting that was, because, I think God put this heart of an explorer in mankind, that we're always wanting to discover new things, and we always want to find new knowledge and even species, and we want to come up with new philosophies or experiment with new forms of art, or, creating and inventing. And we are just born to be explorers, I think. I think we just really, really, really hunger, we're driven by this need to know things that have yet to be discovered. That's why so many people want to go into space, and people want to go into the sea, because we want to find something new that no one has ever seen. We travel into far places because we want to go to these areas that limited amounts of people have ever been to. People are willing to climb Mount Everest and go into rainforests, and they want to see and go to places that just have been largely untouched, because we all want these unique experiences. But I think when you consider this verse, and also it's repeated in Isaiah, of course, it actually comes from Isaiah originally, in Isaiah 64. This idea that no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined the things that God has prepared for those who love him. when we think about that, that gives me so much to be excited about in the future. Like, what is left that we don't even know anything about? Like, it's probably limitless. And the thing that I think strikes the most amount of joy and excitement in my heart when I consider that is the fact that our God is limitless and his creative spirit is limitless. And that means good news for us. We will never, ever run out of things to explore. There will always be new things to discover. We think we want all these mysteries solved, and maybe we do. But then once we've solved them, we want another one. Give us another one to solve, God. Give us a new puzzle. Give us a new mystery. And I wonder if he doesn't just have fun with that, like seeing us try to uncover these things. Even like when I think about, archaeology and how we want to dig up so much even from the past to know more and more and more about societies and even biblical archaeology. Like, he must have fun watching us just to dig into, for lack of a better term, just to dig deeper and try to find things. And I'm just wondering if it isn't going to be like, a big scavenger hunt in eternity, that we're going to be on this race and it's going to be a game for us to find out things, the little things that he's hidden, or, things that he's created, like things for us to discover. But I think what's even more, it's something thought-provoking is that we just live in a world with so little mystery now, because we have the internet, because we have access to so much around the world. We're like losing the beauty of mystery. There's so little that's mysterious. Even when it comes to the human body, so much is on display, so much is out there. Things that used to be like things that we would think about or dream about or wonder about, we've had so much exposed to us. And so there's so little mystery left. And that's why I think romance is dead in a lot of ways, and why people are struggling so much to connect with people is because they leave so little left to the imagination. And I think God doesn't have that problem. He leaves a lot to our imagination. And I think that there is just something beautiful about mystery. And I think that it's kind of nice to just imagine, to wonder, to dream, and that we should be glad that there's still so much left to uncover, and that he has left so much to our imagination, and then things for us to even try to imagine. But we know, because scripture tells us, we never will imagine what he has for us. But it is fun to think about. And so I just wanted to bring that little food for thought today, because mystery is a gift from God, I think. And I think when we lack it in our lives, we get bored. So don't be afraid of mystery. Don't be afraid of holding back a little bit, even of your own self, when you get to know somebody, to like let them discover you and get to know you slowly, because there's a reward in that. And we just have so little of that anymore. And also to enjoy the mystery that's out there, the things that you don't know. We don't know what tomorrow brings. Sometimes we want to plan everything. We want to know what our future holds. We want to have every day arranged, and we know exactly what to expect. I think some people would want to know the day and the way that they die if they could, but there's something so much more adventurous about knowing that there are all kinds of things that could still take place in this world that we haven't even begun to imagine for ourselves, that things are going to happen in our lives, and people that we're going to meet, and things that are going to take place, and even things that God's going to do and lead us into that are going to be surprising. And it's that mystery that I am thankful for today, and hope that you too will embrace it and be glad in it. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day.